welcome to another episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much, just the usual.
The usual.
I honestly don't have big things to report on this week. My life was...
Yeah, well, last week was many things were happening that's what...
What happened last week?
Your whole debacle with, at the coworkers party.
Oh, yeah.
How did Thursday go?
Thursday?
When I saw you. Afterwards.
Oh, it was good. We went and got a drink.
How late did you guys stay? I don't know.
Oh my God, I stayed out late.
Too late?
Actually. Way too
How
late.
did I know that was going to happen?
It just always happens like that. You never really plan to be out as late as you do.
On a Thursday.
Unless you're responsible, which you are. I know. Dennis actually had one drink and was like, okay, that's my cue. I'm good. I was like...
And I proceeded to, at this restaurant, you have to put a card down for the table.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to scroll. I was like, here, take mine. I was like, put everything else on that one. Not that actually ended up happening, but there is a scary moment at that restaurant at Jameson's where it can be like, you could get stuck with a big bill accidentally.
I think it happens a lot. I think it actually happens a lot, which is tough.
You're just stuck sending Venmo requests.
I know. I don't really like the whole, can I put a card down?
Yeah.
I get it because they don't want you to walk out. I totally get the standard and the rule, but...
I feel like as packed as that gets too, it would be so easy to just be like...
Oh, and especially if you've been drinking, you could do it accidentally. And just be like, oh my God, okay, wait, we're going to the next place. Let's go.
$400 tab.
Bye.
See ya.
Which I'm sure is why they installed it.
Installed it. It's a better word, but right. You're right.
Instilled it.
That's it. Instilled a new rule.
Yeah.
Implemented.
We
could go on all day. But again, since you are queen of football these days,
I really am.
You went and watched football at the exact same place we're talking about. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
I did.
And your team
won.
Not your team. Your girl.
My girl won.
Your girl's
Taylor Swift
team
is going to the Super Bowl, which is so funny because I feel like everyone is saying Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl. It's like, guys, yes, she is.
As a fan. She's not playing.
Or performing. But her boyfriend is. Travis Kelce.
That opens up a whole other can of worms.
What?
I feel like I've never seen her before at the Super Bowl as a fan. We know that she is a coveted guest that we would love at some point to do the halftime show. I want to see her reaction to the halftime show.
Yeah, to Usher?
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be dancing along with her drink in her hand.
So true. I don't know. It's just weird. It's like everybody you could be doing this.
Well,
this
some
could be
fans
you.
were like, since she can go,
ask her to guest.
Will she do something? What kind of sucks for Usher? He's just like, no, guys, it's still me.
Just me.
I hope you're happy.
All the people that I've already been performing with and planning to bring.
Yeah.
They're coming. Not from Taylor Swift.
This will be Taylor Swift's 13th game that she attends of Travis Kelce's.
Good.
Her favorite number.
Oh, wow. Right.
Super Bowl 58. I'm cracking up at all the...
How does that play in? Another favorite number of hers?
5 + 8 = 13.
13. Okay. Really looking into it now.
Her flight to Tokyo. How many hours?
58.
13?
She actually takes her 3 days to get there.
So basically the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
49ers? 9 + 4?
13.
13.
Weird.
It is kind of weird though.
Now it's getting spooky.
Too much.
The weird part that really snuck up on me, and maybe it's because we've been so busy, but how did we just get to Super Bowl? Where it was the playoffs have been happening. Yeah. And I'm like, there's definitely another week of playoffs, right? Before this said, nope, we're there. And the Chiefs are in it again.
Week off, and it's the 49ers and the Chiefs again. We've seen this.
We've seen them before. What was it, 4 years ago?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm a new football fan.
You want the Chiefs to win. Obviously.
I do.
I want...
Either way, though, the press for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is going to be huge on that day, whether they're grieving the lost or they're celebrating and partying. Which, don't you party regardless? You still made it to the Super Bowl. You still achieved that. I mean, you probably are drinking...
to drown your sorrows.
And drowning your sorrows, but at the same time, it's still fun. And it's in Vegas.
That's scary. Have you ever seen those images or videos of the after party when you lose? They're pretty depressing.
They're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like somebody's playing like Jason Derulo Talk Dirty like over the DJ and people are like,
why Talk Dirty?
I don't know. I'm just saying some weird song,
or
you know.
We are the champions, but we're not.
Seriously. I'm guarantee if they lose though, Travis Kelce will be like, I mean, I'm here with the girl I love, so I'll always be a winner.
Yeah. Ugh. And speaking of love, they said I love you.
When?
On the field. So Taylor, which
Mouth.
We've
been in a mouthed era.
But you could hear it. Okay, yes. Remember, let's go back to New Year's Eve. We saw that video when the lip readers were saying, yes, he for sure said I love you. Okay, her face was completely blocking his face for us to be able to see that and actually dissect even for a lip reader. But
for a lip reader? Even for a lip reader?
Even for a lip reader. But after they won, the Chiefs won, 17-10?
Yeah.
17-10 against the Ravens, Baltimore.
Yep.
Taylor was there with Donna Kelce, Ed Kelce, Jason, his wife.
Jason not shirtless this time.
Jason did wear clothes.
Did look like he was maybe...
He was upset about that.
Maybe he was a little, wifey said, maybe we...
Well, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because he did New Heights, of course, the podcast that he does with Travis. And he was talking about it. He's like, oh no, I told my wife I was going to do that before I even walked into that game. And she goes, please don't. And he goes, no.
I'm doing it.
I'm not asking for permission. It's happening. And then he was talking about, I still made a good impression. And he was like, and Travis was like, honestly, I wasn't worried. You met your wife when you were completely sloshed and hammered and she still married you. So he's like, I like to set the bar super, super low so I can just build.
Only go up from there. Yeah. That makes sense.
But they did say I love you. So she comes down to the field, which did you think that she'd be able to come out onto the field? I know it's Taylor, but is that...
What about a security risk?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, is it a common thing? It's definitely a common thing.
Yeah, like Britney Mahomes, I imagine, has gone down. Because it's a big
all
game.
The players...
But not at the end of every game, though.
No, not the end of every game, but at the end of the AFC and NFC championships would be like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
My thing is security risk.
Because it's Taylor. But I imagine there's already a lot of security just for the players in general. I'd imagine.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine the people that have access to the sidelines, like VIP-wise. You could get sideline passes access and be a psycho Taylor fan.
What? I was right there on the sideline. She wasn't there. They knew. They were like, Scarlett might run for you. Don't come to this game.
I actually wonder, though, like how much vetting they do as a team.
I don't think they vet the VIP people. I think it's just if you can pay, you can go.
I bet. No, I'm saying Taylor's team.
Oh, you think like does research once they figure out?
I bet like they know who all the people, like if she wants to go down onto the field.
That is next level.
Think about right now in pop culture, she's
the biggest right now.
The biggest. You can't just walk out onto a field of 300 people and be like, oh, this is cash.
I know. She's just hired Secret Service or something.
Maybe her team's better than Secret Service at this point.
Honestly, they might need to be.
There's definitely an argument to be made about that.
Yeah.
Secret Service, step up your game.
Yeah.
We talked about it though with the schedules. Mm-hmm. She is technically February 7th through 11th going to be in Tokyo. And when is the actual date of the Super Bowl?
On February 11th.
11th. So she's going to zip back 13 hours to make it for the Super Bowl. I mean, this is so funny. I was just thinking like about jet lag or like about, if she's going to be able to sleep on the plane. And I was like, sleep on the plane, private jet, full bed. Like I was like, it's not us.
Right.
Getting off a 13-hour flight, like, oh,
is there any direct flights? Well, I am the direct flight.
I am the flight.
It is, I feel like she will be tired, but she'll have enough time. Because essentially she's performing Saturday night in Tokyo. Okay. But they're 17 hours ahead.
Fly backwards.
Yeah, so she's actually gaining time, which is working in her favor, because she'll still land Saturday evening Vegas time. So she'll have that night. She has plenty of time to make it, because there was a lot of speculation. Can she go? Oh my gosh, she has a show the night before. But exactly like you said, she has a private jet. She can make it. Because then I was even thinking, what if she shows up the day of? When is she going to have enough time to get ready?
Right.
She could probably get ready on the plane. But are there showers on there? I would want a shower.
I think there are little small showers. Think of like showers on boats.
Are there showers on boats?
Yeah.
There has to be if you like live on your boat.
Yeah, there's showers on boats.
There's toilets on boats and...
Yes.
There's toilets on boats and planes, obviously. So I imagine... Sorry, does Scarlett?
Sorry, 1 second.
Does Scarlett fly private? Does she fly at all?
Are there toilets on boats? I've seen a toilet on a plane before. Yep.
I know for a fact there's toilets on boats because my first job was at a boat dock. And one of my tasks, the best one of them, besides cleaning the bathrooms, was plunging out and sucking up their poop. Some boaters, shout out to you all, were nice and they put in like the nice blue stuff, the green, like when your toilet water is blue, they would put that in there. So anytime I sucked it up, it was like, oh, it's just a whole bunch of blue stuff. Oh, whatever. Sometimes people don't. And you could just see the chunkies and the diarrheas. And it was nasty. And I'm just like holding my breath. But sometimes I get really big tips because they would be so drunk on the boat. You're not supposed to drink in boat.
When was this?
It's my first job that wasn't Riviera 2. My like in St. Charles. Family. Yeah.
I had no idea this was a thing.
You know me so well.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, I did it in high school. So I would do it high school summers.
What?
Yeah. Obviously during summertime. So
extra smelly
and extra drunk. But yeah, I would do it. Summers, a few months into the school year. But yeah.
Wow.
I was like 15, 16.
Hard
when can you start working? Oh yeah. Had to get those tips.
Poop? No problem.
Save up.
Right.
Yeah.
Vice versa though, Travis will not be able to attend some of her events. Obviously the concert tour.
He needs to step up his boyfriend game. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
Figure it out. But he wasn't able to be at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
But that because of the game that you were at that he famously didn't even play in. Famously.
He had to take a break though, right? That's a thing. They already knew they were going to be
They knew they were going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. So you don't have, you definitely don't have to play. But he's also not going to be at the Grammys because he's getting to Vegas that night. And obviously during the Super Bowl and like 1 or 2 weeks beforehand, you have a really strict schedule.
But what does that mean, your strict schedule? Is that because they're not going to practice a ton, are they? Because don't you want to sort of save energy, or do they still do hard-hitting practices?
Not hard-hitting practices, but you just have a very strict schedule at that time of like, hey, in the week, 2 weeks leading up to it, it is full focus on winning.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we have one game to make this happen. You guys you're not going to fly to LA to go. It's what we literally talked about when they first started dating of like, hey, and to prove my point wrong, they did what they said they're going to do. If they win, keep winning, everything will be fine. Yeah. If they were losing and he was flying to New York and flying to LA and doing things outside of the team, there'd definitely be questions asked.
Yeah.
But because they're going to the Super Bowl, it's definitely like, okay, we're winning.
I'm still focused, even though I have a love life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I still think, though, going that close to the Super Bowl, like this is the game now, though. It'd be kind of a slap in the face to your teammates.
Your teammates, for sure. For sure.
Okay, valid. So I understand not being able to go, and I'm sure after the Super Bowl we'll see him supporting her in other ways and way more. Yeah. Especially, oh my gosh, I'm sure like now with her going back on tour, we'll probably be seeing him. Do you think he'll go international often?
Yes.
Okay.
It'd be hilarious to see him as a groupie, a Taylor Swift groupie.
Well, we saw him in Argentina that one time with Ed, or not Ed, her dad.
Yeah.
Which was cute.
But it'd be funny to see him like...
What do you mean a groupie?
Fangirling even more.
He will be a groupie. But are you a groupie if you're actually dating the person?
No, but I like the idea of playing that role when you do have the title of boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a groupie. Like, the Taylor Swift, which is hilarious.
He'll be the biggest Swiftie if he isn't already. Well, he is already. He must be.
Yeah. Would you ever, the whole bracelet thing?
Yeah.
I'm not really into that.
Well, okay. They did the friendship bracelet. How he shot his shot was the friendship bracelet.
I remember.
So he got her a friendship bracelet. So in a lot of the photos of them hugging and kissing on the field, you can see she's wearing an 87 ring. She's wearing a TNT diamond bracelet, which is worth, I think it was $6,000 that he gave to her. I think it's cute. And she's wearing the little Chiefs pendant ring too.
I think you have to, right?
Yeah.
You have to be involved like that.
Yeah. There is one photo where she's like whispering and you can just see all of it. I always wonder, like, oh, did she do that little thing just to show off the jewelry?
Could be.
Possibly.
That's what I would.
Do. Right?
Right. I'm just saying it's a little bit...
Oh, gosh.
It's a little tacky, but that's just me.
As if you haven't bought a girlfriend a gift.
Jewelry. No, I have. But I'm just saying that the whole, like, for example, if you, like, take it to another sport, like, we don't see, like, the whole, I don't know, the whole supporting and, like, all, like, Kyle Juszczyk's wife, like, making everybody the 49ers little jackets and things like that.
She's blowing up now. She's gotten Simone Biles wearing it, Taylor Lautner wearing her jacket. She just got a huge deal now because of Taylor Swift's jacket going viral and Britney Mahomes's.
But I'm just like,
you just love to hate.
I don't love to hate.
You do.
I would never wear that. That's all I'm saying.
I want one of those puffer jackets. I do.
This says Chiefs on it.
No, it can be any team. So it'd be like any playing team. Telephone. Okay. Come on, playing telephone jackets.
Yeah, but that
little
would
puffers, be... Okay. Little vests. Come on.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
You can customize. Obviously, it's more football themed because her husband is in the league.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Kyle.
Yeah.
Football.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But in weird news, Taylor Swift was also never out of the news, always in the news. Twitter was popping off with some AI generative photos of her.
Right.
That basically somebody had to step in.
Elon Musk had to step in.
And say, hey.
I don't know if it was him personally, obviously.
I bet it was.
But also he is his own PR team, media relations team, so possibly. But yeah, no, these photos, which were deepfakes, AI generated.
Right.
Essentially sexually explicit photos. I didn't see them on Twitter, so I saw them posted on other news outlets, which have now been removed, I think probably because of what's been going on. But her in different sex positions. Again, like boobs were showing, blurred on these news outlets, so I don't know if they were actually showing on Twitter.
Sure they were.
Again, they were fake, but still not great photos. And Taylor Swift never said anything, which is expected, that she wouldn't really say anything, but SAG came out and said something about disagreeing with it. Random for them to step in, for sure, but also, okay. And the White House even had to say something, too.
Say what?
And just saying, like, oh, we're aware of what's been going on, but also we're not doing anything, is what I got out of it. But what can they do?
Stop the internet?
Stop the internet. They said that every news outlet or social media platform has their own policy, so, like, we can't control those.
We can't police it.
Yeah, but then Twitter came out. And on Saturday, if you try to search Taylor Swift, you couldn't find her. Of course, you just did Taylor, like clips would come up and everything, but actually searching Taylor Swift, it would say error message and you wouldn't be able to see anything. And definitely not the deep fakes or the AI photos. So I don't really know I think their goal was to remove them at that time. But
feels like it's kind of against their policy, right? Like freedom of speech, like Elon Musk says.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with what they did, but also it's kind of like, isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah. I don't know who pulled that. Maybe it was Tree, her rep, and was like, we need to get this taken care of, making all the calls. But now she is searchable again, so all the Swifties can continue their searches.
Searching for her news.
Yeah. Okay.
Or searching for her music.
Searching for her music.
Yeah.
That's... Yeah. Or her and Travis.
Travis's nudes.
Oh my God. No nudes.
Deepfake Travis.
Keep that in your private folder.
Something that Britney Spears does not do is keep her nudes in her private folder.
No. Actually, today, she posted this little video.
Oh.
First, it was
knives.
Just like a little flower. Saying, new project. New project coming soon.
But she's not in it. It's just a flower.
Diamonds and something. And then if you scroll, then it's her dancing in diamonds. A little like sequiny bodysuit. Her shaking her butt. She's still got the moves. She's still got the moves. But will there be a new project though, is what I was going to ask you. Or is it just her teasing something that's going to be...
That doesn't exist.
Nothing.
Maybe there will be something. How did we ever get that remix of her and Elton John?
She did that with him.
I know, but like...
Not in person.
I know, but like, how did that ever happen? Because like we've said before, I feel like teases a lot of things that never come to fruition. That happened like pretty early on, post-conservatorship. She was like, I'm just going to do this.
I feel like Elton John is a safe space.
Yeah.
She didn't really have to go anywhere. She did it from the comfort of her own home.
Right.
Zoomed in, recorded things, and then he kind of took it from there. But she said that she'll never do new music or perform. So I don't know what this project could be. She already dropped a memoir.
Probably puffer jackets.
Maybe puffer jackets.
A knife line. A custom Britney knife line.
They're props, not real.
Well,
prop knives.
Prop knives.
Prop knives.
So you at home can also feel free and sexy. A part of this. Whatever this is. So you can feel dangerous. Are you worried that your family members and loved ones think you're too safe? Here's prop knives. Upload these on your social media.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Would you want to be in a conservatorship?
Something about diamonds, though, so they have to be bedazzled in diamonds.
Hells yeah.
They're like $2,000 each.
More importantly, though.
Yeah. More importantly.
What? Okay, so recently, too, for backstory, for context, Justin Timberlake released new music, but then also to hype up, to do promotion for that new music, he came back and did, number one, for his birthday, he did like one night only in New York where he did a concert. But then he also came back and did like a little cameo on SNL. He didn't host, right? He just did like different skits with Jimmy Fallon and stuff like that, which is always a big deal because he's a recurring guest on there all the time. Him and Jimmy Fallon are best friends and they're very funny.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Right.
And it was all to try and promote this.
Right, because he dropped that single, Selfish.
Exactly. Which Britney's commenting on after she had brought up everything between them in her memoir, right?
Right. The note on Selfish, though, so she also has a song called Selfish from 2011. And obviously with the memoir, like you were saying, bombshells, which we'll get into, she supposedly did not mean to slander him in any way. That was not her goal of it. Right. But a lot of that, the big one was like him cheating, which she also cheated though. And then the biggest though was the fact that she got an abortion when she was dating him with his baby, and that she would have had the baby. And
it was mainly his.
Yeah. But it was still a mutual decision. They agreed on it. She wanted to be clear about that.
And that's what she's backtracking on.
That's
a little, not backtracking, but clarifying.
I think if she would have left out the sentence where she said, I would have had the baby if it wasn't his baby, that's where fans were latching on to that and saying...
Oh, well, then Justin was the one that said...
Right. But I do think also in the book, she did make clear at the same time that we had a discussion and...
It wasn't solely his
decision. He forced me to have the abortion.
Right.
But yeah. So now she's apologizing to Justin in ways. She's apologizing to people that she may have offended.
Right.
In her book.
I think that you can't... I think you've offended them in the book, and you can't really go back on that if you're Justin Timberlake. Mm-hmm. Like we said, the damage to a certain degree has been done as far as what people thought from the memoir. But also, Justin Timberlake was straight out of the PR book that we've written, the Plain Telephone Phonies PR book of don't respond, keep it pushing. Mm-hmm. He didn't respond, kept it pushing, and he's releasing a single and is on SNL. And I feel like 3 months later, people didn't bat an eye.
But that's what people thought. They thought, was his single a blow to her because his song is titled Selfish.
Right.
Her 2011 song is Selfish. And obviously, Britney fans, we've spoken about them again and again. They're ride or die. Yep, die hard, ride or die, ride or die. Well, you said die hard as I was saying die. That was like your sneeze before we started doing it. He goes, achoo. Is that how you always sneeze?
That's Britney and I check in. Hi.
But because of that song, it started going up on the charts. Selfish did. And then Britney fans, no, his song at first was starting to go up because it just dropped. And then Britney fans were like, oh, no. After what you made Britney do, get an abortion, we're going to make sure that your song gets buried. So they start going on and buying Britney's song. Guess whose song hits number one? Britney's 2011 Selfish. Surpasses Justin's. His dips. And she takes the lead. So I think that her apology...
That's insane.
Yeah, insane. So I think her apology was in response to maybe that. I don't know, whoever's in her camp, I don't think she's daily actually reading comments and on social media the way maybe some celebrities are. But I think either way, she saw some sort of response to this and she apologized and she wrote on Instagram, I want to apologize for some of the things I wrote in my book. If I offended any of the people I genuinely care about, I'm deeply sorry. I also want to say I'm in love with Justin Timberlake's new song, Selfish. It is so good. And how come every time I see Justin and Jimmy together, I laugh so hard? P.S. Sanctified is wow, too. That's his other song.
Right.
So I feel like the apology is to him, not just everybody in the book.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Quick, might be a dumb question. When we're talking about the charts and number one, are people what is buying music now?
It's still iTunes. So people were going on there and paying $1.50 for her song, which Spotify exists, Apple Music exists.
Yeah, wait, sorry.
SoundCloud exists.
You can still buy songs.
You can still buy songs.
And you just have them?
Yeah.
Why would
you do that? I'm really confused by charts.
In general.
But
this is like Billboard Top 100 or...
Because even if you do podcast charts, there's just, Spotify charts, iHeartRadio charts, Rachel Goes Rogue.
Plug.
And...
Billboard charts.
Right. Well, I think Billboard needs to do one where it would show all of that. Because like Billboard shows all music genres. They need to do one where you see all the top pods. But...
Oh, okay.
At Playing Telephone.
Heard. But here's the other thing, too, is like... I'm not buying a song ever.
I'm not buying a song. I already paid $10 for Spotify.
So do I not count on the charts?
Did you go buy it?
No. I'm saying in general. Who's dictating the charts?
You dictate the charts of... you have Apple Music.
I used to. I have Spotify now.
Oh, you have Spotify now. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Red flag if he doesn't have Spotify.
By streaming?
By streaming, yeah. Like today, Taylor Swift's Lover just hit 9 billion streams. So it's the most, or album. So it's the most streamed album.
But is that different than...
It is different than the charts.
Yeah, weird.
Different.
Because people are buying songs? Yes. There's a subsect of the world that's buying music.
Say buying one more time. Say crack one more time.
It's blasphemy. It's blowing my mind.
Why do they?
Yeah, why would you buy one song if you could get the whole, like, all music forever for $10? Yeah,
it was literally $1.50 to buy Selfish. When I can pay $10 for Spotify a month.
For all songs
Well, maybe you just want to listen to one song always. I will say Justin's song was actually good.
Maybe I want to own this song. I need to listen.
I want to own the rights to this song like Taylor re-recording.
I actually own part of that.
Which Morgan Wallen did too. Really quick, sidebar. Did you see that?
I saw the new, like, whatever's going on with what song is he dropping?
So,
or did he drop?
Oh my gosh.
Spin
You Around. Yes, Spin You Around. So he did music with this like smaller label when he was first getting big. And he didn't sign a contract. He didn't really do any of the legal paperwork behind it.
Sure.
So now, and he admits, he's like, yeah, that was stupid, but I was just getting my start. These people gave me a huge opportunity. Yes, Spin You Around was a big song that ends up being one of like a fan favorite and everything.
On that record.
On this.
Or on that, for that label or whatever.
Yeah, that label. But now this label dropped the unreleased songs. And he's mad because he's like, I'm building my reputation and I like really put a lot of value obviously into the songs that I release. And they're kind of making it seem like I'm releasing them. So he had to tell fans, this is not my music. Obviously, I made it in the past, but it's not really a part of my catalog that I put value into, that I'm proud of. He's honestly embarrassed by the songs. He's like, I think they're awful, they're trash, and I don't really want people to listen to them. And now people can stream it and be like, it's by Morgan, it's by Morgan. So he's really angry. So he decided to kind of pull a Taylor Swift. And now he's going to re-record. He re-recorded it and released it this week or last week.
Cool.
Good for him. You know, I'm
taking a page out of the Morgan group. Yeah. No, I mean, you've single-handedly funded multiple vacations for him.
Yeah, and he was on a duck hunting trip. He was like, guys, I'm out in the woods here. That's why I was starting to think, was it called Out of the Woods? But it's not. And then I was thinking that's also a Taylor Swift song.
That's true.
Or lyric.
No, you're right. Yeah.
A lot of Swiftie Morgan crossovers right now. Love that.
Love her. Speaking of lovers, though. Drew Barrymore claims this is on her show that she talked about this, right?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore show. About
being catfished. Can I just say, to the fans of Drew Barrymore out there, I support you. I think that I'm sure you're a great person. She is becoming less and less cool to me or fun or... Yeah.
Or remember when the last time we talked about her was with that Oprah interview, which is why I grabbed your arm for your support here during this conversation. And I don't ever want to let go.
But also that was an appropriate touch.
It was.
It was an appropriate amount of time.
Yeah.
It wasn't up here in the armpit.
Oh, because I realized, I was like, does he know why I'm grabbing his arm? So I pulled away.
I thought you were just supporting me. I felt safe in that moment. I don't think Oprah felt safe.
She claimed she did. She claimed she did. She claimed she did. But that's also just like women supporting women.
Women support girls support girls.
Host supporting host. She knows how hard it is out there.
Her.
So she was like, I do not want her to have any more backlash than she already does. Anyways, though. Catfish.
She claims she got catfished. And she's talking about this on her show.
Yeah.
And she was talking about, I think she was on Raya or something, right? I'm sure she was on Raya.
Yeah. I love those Raya stories.
But she was like kind of upset about this or something, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like that kind of joking upset, but also I'm still kind of mad and I hate you, Catfisher.
Yeah. It's also like, it's so hard being single, getting catfished, am I right? I just feel like it's not, like she's trying to relate, but it's not relatable.
I think people get catfished more than we think, one. But I think it's more in the way of this. Listen, hold before your judgment, because you already judged with your face. It's more in the way that, their photo doesn't look quite the way I was thinking.
Sure.
Or they lied about something on their profile and then you show up and they actually either don't look that way or they're lying about something or they're also a serial killer.
I hate when that happens.
But she said she got catfished. This person said that, first
Instagram, anything.
background check, anything.
Screenshots, receipts, all the above.
So that's where she immediately lost me, honestly. Right when I heard LA Rams quarterback, it was specific. It gave a thing because they could say a team and then it could be just somebody who like doesn't really play.
Every girl ever is a amazing researcher and stalker.
Yeah.
You're telling me that
detective. We like to say detective? Not stalker. There's real stalkers out there. Detective. Sherlock.
The fact that she didn't immediately look up who this could have possibly been is a red flag in her. Say it with your chest. But that's what I'm saying. She's a disconnect with me.
That's what I'm saying. She's like relating. Exactly. She's relating, but then quickly unrelatable.
Yeah, like what?
I don't know if she's just not thinking things through. I mean, she did go through with her show during the strike. Sorry.
She didn't think things through a lot.
But yeah, like you said, though, she did seem kind of mad. Also, she said the guy was trying to be cute and funny by lying. Okay, that is a walking red flag. But he lied.
And also, I feel like if he just said, I play quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams and didn't put LOL or like him with like in a picture like with the football, but like clearly he's like holding it holding it the wrong way. Like that'd be funny.
I want to see his profile. What if he's like, my biggest dream is to play for the LA Rams?
But it's really funny.
That joke. Yeah, and it's actually funny, and it's like him in
pads, but he's like way too small to play. Or like that'd be funny. But also, Drew could have missed that. To be completely fair.
Yeah, and she just wanted to say that. I went to their first practice. All these things. She was trying to relate with him, trying to make a connection, a love connection.
Yeah.
Anyways, it failed. But dating apps are brutal.
But also, then it led to this. This is, again...
Led to what?
Her response, or whatever she was talking about. Yeah, I guess she was talking about her response. This is the same weird thing that's going on right now of celebrities, like, weirdly getting and emotionally defending themselves. I guess if it's on a dating app, you're going one-to-one with somebody, but she goes like, I hate you. You pithy, deceiving, playful. You've made me feel stupid. I don't know who you are. I feel so dumb. Why do we have to get off on this foot? I hate you.
This is when she's kind of like, I hate you. Like kind of, but also like, I got played.
Yeah, but did you really get played?
That part we don't know. That's the part where she's like, people have gotten played. And I think that's definitely true. Dating apps.
There's a whole show called Catfished.
Exactly. Maybe she should have called him. Neville?
Yeah, Neve or whatever.
Neve,
yeah.
Neville.
Neville? Longbottom? Neville Longbottom, Catfish. But what I'm saying is this feels like it went on for a day.
I feel like they texted for 2 weeks. I'm just kidding.
That's
very short-lived thing. Her saying catfish is also kind of a strong word.
Loose. Yeah.
Because it's really like, oh, this guy lied and I fell for it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was
I'm really gullible.
The real story, I'm gullible.
Yeah, like we can spin, you can slice it two ways. I got catfished, or I trust people really easily.
Yeah. So we'll see what's next for Drew.
I hate you.
Oh, she hates him, and
I hate being single. It's so hard out here. It's like, you're Drew Barrymore. I mean,
I feel like that doesn't mean her dating life is easy. I feel like it can be almost more difficult sometimes in your celebrity. Who do you trust?
Not this guy.
Not the liar right away.
Yeah, it can be really hard if you believe everybody's a quarterback for the LA Rams.
Yeah. I mean, she was on Raya. I would just look that up though. Matthew,
use your brain. Damn. Also, probably a whole team of researchers, right?
Good luck out there.
And writers on her team.
Not many writers.
SAG. I'm just saying.
Listen, we get it.
She
could have done better.
I don't like Drew Barrymore.
Oh.
As much as I used to.
Good save.
As much as I used to.
Good save.
Speaking of people I don't like as much as I used to, Vanderpump Rules is premiering tonight.
January 30th.
And then tomorrow it airs on Peacock.
Correct.
The next day.
But I have seen it.
Yes, you already know.
I got the sneak peek.
You said it's juicy.
I actually really liked it. Okay. It was good. I am a Vanderpump Rules fan though.
Yeah.
But still, I went to the premiere.
Yeah, you're hardcore.
They had it in Hollywood. Talked to Sandoval. Talked to Schwartz.
You talked to everybody.
Talked to Sheena. Talked to Lala.
Are you on
talked
the cast?
Talked to Ariana. Talked to Katie Maloney. Actually had a great conversation with Tom Sandoval. Don't come for me. But he's from our hometown, and that story had broke right before we went home for Christmas that he was at Honky Tonk, this bar in St. Charles, Missouri.
That we know of,
and I told him, I actually am from St. Louis, St. Charles. He goes, what part? And obviously I said, yes, St. Charles. And he said, oh my God, that's where I go home to. That's where I live, which is crazy. He goes, that's why I was at Honky Tonk. And I was I was at Honky Tonk the next day.
I wonder if his parents live there now or whatever.
Yeah. Or you know how we still say like, we're from St. Louis. He could have always just been from St. Charles, and it's just easier sometimes to say.
That'd be wild.
I think he's from like Norco. What is it called?
NoCo.
I was trying.
County.
So yeah, in the premiere though, it's a lot of fallout of what's happening because of Sandoval.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Rachel is not in the season. It's a lot of conversations about their house. It's conversations about Lala actually kind of feeling sympathy for Rachel, which was a huge part to me that I was shocked by because Lala's kind of ruthless with the whole situation and really dug into her after all of that. But then in other clips, I feel like she ends up saying like, I kind of regret that. So I don't know. Again, kind of flip-flopping for Lala there. Another part was when Ariana decides to block Tom Schwartz, which makes sense. She just said she wants to cut anybody who has any relations with Tom Sandoval still. Obviously, that's his best friend, his business partner, all of the above, brother. Not actual brother, but brother. And she blocks him, though, but she sends one mean text first and was like, saying you can go suck on his dirty ass. Bleep. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, there's definitely some juicy parts that I just shared. There's a lot more to it. But, yeah, it premieres tonight, officially. And I think it should be good. I plan on watching it.
Give me your take real quick.
The whole season,
on the premiere of what was the Ariana and Tom were both there.
They were there, but the way they did it, so they had a red carpet first when you came in, and they're all lined up in their respective spots. So they weren't standing next to each other during that. And then when you go in, they give you like a little glass of champagne, and they have all these tables out and a big screen at the front. And then the way they did it though too was they had them come out either in groups or one by one. So, because there would be like places where you could actually go up and talk to them for a little bit and get a photo with them. So the first person they had out was Brock, which is hilarious. And I took a photo with him because I was like, this might be the only person I might get to see. So I also went and said hi to Brock. And then after that, I think it was Sheena who came out. And then Katie and Ariana came out together. And then Sandoval and Schwartz both came out separately too. So, yeah, and then they're kind of like sitting up in the front to watch the episode. And then afterwards was like an after party, I guess you could say. But really, it was just kind of music playing. And then that's when James Kennedy, I saw him and I was like, are you going to DJ tonight? He was like, no. I'm going to LAX. I'm like, okay. Sorry, DJ. Ooh, get on that flight. Have fun. It was also Katie and Allie's birthday, so they sang them happy birthday, blew out some candles. But then the real after party was at Schwartz and Sandy's, which I went to that.
Yours truly went to.
Yeah. And I asked him because Tom Sandoval was wearing his lightning bolt necklace and earrings, which some people claim was a thing before Rachel, but obviously it blew up way more because they had matching necklaces and everything months leading up to the affair. So he's still rocking those. So I don't know if that's him like still pining over her.
And you asked him about that?
I did. I was like, why are you still wearing those? And he's like, I just am, okay? And kind of laughed.
It's interesting that he said that, though, especially considering that on Rachel Goes Rogue, she was talking about how she felt like she was, what do you want to call it? Produced or coaxed into believing that Tom was into it?
She doesn't necessarily directly accuse him of orchestrating the whole thing, but she does think that he leaned into certain moments and was acting in certain moments. For example, there's that scene when she leaves the girls' trip, Tahoe, Vegas, and she shows up at guys' night at the this LA rooftop. Mondorian, yeah. And they're all there, and she goes, and whose eyes lit up? And
as I come through,
I took it as, oh my God, he's actually excited to see me.
Right.
But looking back at it, and after producers told me to crash it, now I wonder, he probably knew I was coming.
Right.
So he really leaned into it. That ended up being the first night that they ever hooked up. So she thinks a lot of it was like, not planned, but definitely pushed. Yeah.
And she also talked about how, like, and it's interesting though, because she also talks about how she feels like she played a part in potentially that, like, the affair.
Well, she was in it.
I know. But she talks about, like, her, like, I don't know.
Getting fooled.
Yeah, I guess.
But she did really stress, though. She's like, I'm not trying to be a victim and say that, like, I'm not guilty of having the affair, because I fully did. But for me, I do think I was a victim, and I fell for Tom Sandoval's manipulation and his act and all of that. And she goes, and I was really pulled in by how he treated me, which that part, I kind of get that, because I think he can be very charming. I mean, I've met him, and I'm like, yeah, you're charming. You're nice.
You get it? You usually used to say that Tom Schwartz was the very charming one. Did you?
After my conversation, I was like, okay, Sandoval. But then I was also thinking, like, you have more of a reason to be nice. You're trying to win over fans again. Where Ariana was not talkative whatsoever. But I'm like,
you know how I feel about her.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked. I thought she'd be a little bit more warm and welcoming. But
of course she wasn't.
I mean, she doesn't need to be. She has every single thing lined up for her.
But can't you just be a good person?
I agree. I mean, she said hello.
Hi.
Basically forced Katie to give me a hug. And then I was like, well, I'm definitely not hugging Ariana. This is awkward.
You forced Katie to give you a
hug?
I
didn't force her, but I went in for a hug thinking like, oh, that's like...
what everyone else has done so far?
Yeah. And she didn't really seem that pleased. So I was like, well, I'm not going to hug you, Ariana, and make you feel weird.
I don't know. I completely agree. I think that what Rachel's saying makes complete sense to me. And especially she even made this comment too, that he's known to self-produce, and he has this, all he has is this show, and the success of this show equals longevity in his career, which I agree with.
100%.
And he's over 40 now. This is his life. This is his main income. And
if you really look back on that last season, it kind of feels like they're starting to wrap up. There's that goodbye to Pump because it's starting to close. It just feels like they were closing chapters. I feel like they were on their way out. So to know, oh my gosh, Rachel or Raquel is kind of showing interest, maybe I can lean into this a little bit more and take advantage of the fact maybe I can milk this show more. I mean, it is 11 seasons. It's a long time.
And to his credit, who's probably now one of the biggest paid stars on the show because of this scandal? Him.
Yeah.
And on longevity, because that's how you said they do it too, right? Is how long you've been on it. But I mean, he's probably asking the same thing to producers, to the network. Hey, I've brought more viewers to this show right now because of the scandal than anyone else.
Yeah. Which is a reason probably Rachel didn't want to do the next season, because she asked for nearly the same amount that Sandoval was, and they weren't going to give that to her.
And they claimed longevity or
longevity.
years.
I think that was more, I got that from Stassi,
right.
Who used to be on the show, and that's how she said they based their salaries, because she made a good point. Otherwise, scandals already happen, but if we gave you raises and bumps based on every scandal, then it's almost too much. Then everything could potentially be orchestrated. Granted, obviously reality TV has a lot of production and all of that. I'm not saying it's actual reality, but she just thinks it would be juiced even more and lead people to do things.
It would feel so unreal.
Exactly.
Because people were just doing it to get a pay bump to stay on the show.
So I think it does make sense. I do think she deserved a raise, though. I mean, she made it the biggest show that year.
She was one of the main characters in it. I completely agree. But then was this in the same week that Tom went on Nick Viall?
Today. So Tuesday's episode of Nick Viall's Viall Files.
I have to listen to this too. I'm so behind.
Yeah, this is also crazy. Obviously, they're doing all this press because their new season is dropping today. Right. So I think everyone was like, let's all talk, you know?
Yeah.
But on that, one thing that I wanted to ask Ariana was about the house, but one thing that he really touched on, Tom Sandoval did, was how Ariana is making him out to be this psychopath, and Nick did do a really good job of, I wouldn't say just standing up for Ariana, but asking those,
hearing both sides,
exactly, as he should
questions.
Be doing as the, I guess you call him the host and the reporter on that. He goes, well, why? Why does she do? How do you think she makes you look like a psychopath? Yeah. And he's like, well, watch the trailer, which is true. She kind of goes off on the fact that why would I move out of this house? You did this to me, which I think is totally valid. You did this to me. Why should I have to be the one that has to uproot my life? It doesn't make any sense. Right. Even if I don't want to live here, you're not going to live here. And she says in the episode, she's like, what are you going to do? Bring your pen pal over here? Because she said at the time they were still sending each other notes and postcards and little, and little like lightning bolt postcards, which is so fucking funny. She's like, I don't want your care packages coming here, and you're definitely not getting the house. So he was mad and was just saying that she was completely taking it out of proportion and kind of banking and playing the victim for actually having this happen to her.
Right. But then he said that he offered her more than what they had bought the house for, $500,000 over asking price.
It was like $1 million more, right?
Oh yeah, $1 million, not 500,000, $1 million over. And she said no, essentially, right?
Yeah, because they paid about $2 million for the house, and he offered her $3 million. But I don't know how, like, real estate cap on. Doesn't your house get more expensive? They bought it in 2019, so doesn't it?
It probably appreciated at
least some, and I'm sure it's a beautiful home.
But I mean, $1 million more in the space is probably pretty good.
But coming from Ariana's side, her whole point is, I don't care. I want you out of the house. And I'm not going to be the one to move.
She's like, I want this house.
I don't even think she wants the house. She doesn't want to live in the house because that's where him and Rachel would hook up.
Well, then why wouldn't she be okay with him buying it from her?
I think it's just that's his point. Yeah, not a principle. I think it's just what he said. It's her being petty, and I think she is being petty, but I think she's valid in that. Be petty. I want to sleep in the same house where you banged your mistress.
But if she doesn't want the house, then why can't I buy it from you?
I think that's what he's trying to say, and I think
if you don't want the house, then I'll buy it from you. That's fine.
Yeah. His reasoning though was weird. He was like, when my parents got divorced, my dad got the house. When my stepdad and his wife got divorced, he got the house. But when Ariana's parents got divorced, her mom got the house. Okay, why is that relevant? Everybody's situation's different.
Yeah, I don't know where he was going with that.
Yeah.
Just different upbringing, I don't know. Yeah. Different circumstances.
Yeah. But he also mentioned bills.
How she hadn't been paying for the mortgage or any bills.
She hasn't paid any bills for the past 8 months, which is hilarious.
But she also wants...
This is what I'm confused about, though, because I get maybe not paying, if you're not living there a lot, maybe she's like trying to stick it to him. Like, I'm not going to pay for the utilities bill and everything. Right, I haven't been there for the past 2 months. You're living there, all these things, but not paying your mortgage.
If you want half of the house...
If you own half of it, aren't you legally responsible to at least pay that bill?
Well, I bet they don't, not on paper, they don't.
I guess he's been paying her half, though? Which is probably even more so. I was like, I've been paying for it for the past 8 months.
Well, he's probably paying for it all.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. He has to pay her half, otherways they would lose
foreclose on on the loan.
Something. So, but remember, she sued him for it. So I think this is not the end of the house fight.
I know that Ariana got the short end of the stick, got cheated on, all this stuff. That to be said, before this whole thing happened, I wasn't a fan of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You weren't.
And so I'm saying, I know that she got done wrong. I do not like that she got cheated on. I hate that for her. I don't think she's a bad person, but she's not my favorite person. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of see both sides in that. I do think that she's right and that she does deserve at least half of the house or whatever they're going to make from it.
Yeah.
Whatever. She has the right to be petty. Yeah. But also, I'm with Sandoval, too. That's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's saying it's annoying. I think she just wants to wipe her hands clean of all of it. And
I think she doesn't because she's literally dragging her feet.
Yeah.
To make it difficult for him.
But then her suing is also her being like, let's speed up this process. I'm tired of dealing with this now.
Yeah.
I'm tired of living. They still have the same shared space. But
he said that she's like never there.
Yeah, she just comes in and out. All of her stuff is still in the master bedroom, but she comes to grab stuff, comes and leaves and everything. But they do they show this on the episode, a lot of their communication is through his assistant. So she'll say like, oh, I'm coming, all these things. Very cool. So,
but the reason that she's probably not around a lot is because she just debuted on Broadway.
Yeah. Chicago.
Okay, here's the other thing that I think I forget. I feel like on Broadway, I could be completely wrong. There is an array of levels at that. Is that not true?
Like, some Broadway shows are better than others?
Some Broadway shows are really good.
I mean, that's like anything. Some movies are really good. Some songs are really good. Some plays are really good.
I just saw a clip from a phone. Somebody filming in the crowd.
Yeah. Didn't look good.
I don't know what I was looking at.
Chicago, I mean, when you say
one of the musicals, Chicago is best, longest running shows.
So I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, I wanted to say off Broadway, but it's not off Broadway. It's on. That I'm like, how did she get a role over some individual that is scraping, clawing?
That's what's wrong with society.
But like, I just saw it and I was like,
oh, you killed any reality TV show? Come on. Be the lead. I mean, yeah, that's messed up. I didn't even know she could sing.
Can she? I don't know if she's like a main character.
She's a main character. She got great reviews from like comments though. I would want to know actually from
the Broadway critics.
Yeah.
How about we ask her understudy what she thinks?
Yeah, the understudy's probably like, get sick, break a leg actually.
Literally break a leg.
Literally. But yeah, she did. I mean, she still made it on Broadway. That's a big deal. It's a big deal to get on Broadway. I want to
send you this clip. I'm sending
you. What if she gets nominated for a Tony?
Vomit.
And she wins, but Margot Robbie doesn't win an Oscar.
She literally couldn't say hi to you in a red carpet line of what you're there to be there for.
Too good.
And she's like, I'm above this. I'm on Broadway. Please shut up.
Probably.
Ugh.
Probably. Congrats. Hey, maybe she did really good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go, but we'll ask.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go fly out to go see Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Her either.
But she's dropping new music too.
It's called Selfish. No, they're all dropping the same title.
I think we should drop a song.
Selfish song and puffer jackets with plain telephone on the back.
I'm still into that.
For our phonies.
I'm still into that phonies.
I think that kind of wraps it up though, right?
Yeah, that does. For more updates, at Playing Telephone on Instagram, TikTok, and full episodes on YouTube. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.